seek out some desolate shade, and there leave our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold fast the mortal sword, and like good men bestride our downfall and birth them. Each new morn, new orphans cry, new widows howl, new sorrows strike heaven on the face, that it resounds as if it felt with Scotland, and yells out like syllable of dolor.
What I believe, all wail. What no believe, and what I can redress, as I shall find the time to friend, I will. What you have spoke, it may be so perchance. This tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongues, was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He hath not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me, and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to please an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But MacBeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil to an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon. That which you are, my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, though the brightest fell. Though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance even where I did find my doubts. Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Great tyranny, lay thou thy basis sure, for goodness dare not check thee. Wear thou thy wrongs, the title is afeard. Fare thee well, Lord, I would not be the villain that thou thinkest, for the whole space is in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds. I think withal there would be hands uplifted in my right, and here, from gracious England, have I offer of goodly thousands. But for all this, when I shall tread upon the tyrant's head, or wear it on my sword, yet my poor country shall have more vices, and more sundry ways than ever by him that shall succeed.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, in whom I know all the particulars of vice so grafted that, when they shall be opened, even black MacBeth shall seem as pure as snow, and the poor state esteem him as a lamb being compared with my confineless harms.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils to top MacBeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none in my voluptuousness. Your wives, your daughters, your matrons, and your maids cannot fill up the cistern of my lust and my desire. All continent impediments would or bear that did oppose my will. Better MacBeth than such an one to reign.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It has been the untimely emptying and the fall of many kings. But fear not yet to take upon what is yours. You may convey your pleasures in a spacious plenty, and yet seem cold. The time you may so quick with. We have willing dames enough. There cannot be that vulture in you to devour so many, as will to greatness dedicate themselves, finding it so inclined.
There grows with my most ill-composed affection such a staunchless avarice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their lands, desire this one's jewels and this other's house, and my more having should be a sauce to make me hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal, destroying them for wealth.
Oh, Scotland, Scotland!
If such an one be fit to govern, speak. I am as I have spoken.
Fit to govern? No, not fit to live. O nation miserable, with an untitled tyrant bloody sceptered, when shalt thou see thy wholesome days again? Since that by his own interdiction the truest issue of thy throne stands accursed, and does blaspheme his breed? Thy royal father was a most sainted king. The queen that bore thee, oftener upon her knees than on her feet, died every day she lived. Fare thee well. These evils thou repeatest upon thyself have banished me from Scotland. O my breast, thy hope ends here.
MacDuff, this noble passion, child of integrity, hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, and reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's to command. Before thy here approach, old Seaward and 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. And now we'll together, and by chance of goodness be like our wont quarrel. Why are you silent?
Such welcome and unwelcome thoughts at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes here?
My countryman, but yet I know him not.
My other gentle cousin. Welcome hither.
I know him now. Good God, but times remove the means that make us strangers.
Sir, amen. Stand Scotland where it did. Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself. I cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile. For sighs and groans and shrieks rend the air, made not marked. Where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy.
What's the newest grief?
That's of an hour's age, doth hiss a speaker, each minute teems a new one. How does my wife? Why, woe. And all my children? Woe too. The tyrant has not battered at their peace. No, they were well at peace when I did leave them. Be not a niggard of your speech, how goes it? When I came hither to transport the tidings which I have heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was to my belief witness the rather. For then I saw the time's power afoot. Now is the time of help, your iron Scotland, which would create soldiers, make a woman fight to doff their dire distresses.
Be to their comfort. We are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good seaward and 10,000 men. An older and better soldier none than Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with like, but I have words that would be howled out in the desert air, with hearing should not latch them. What concern they? Is it a general cause or a fee grief due to some single breast? No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone. If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it. Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard. I guess at it. Your cast was surprised, your wife and babe savagely started. To relate the man were on the prairie of these murdered deer, to add the death of you.
Merciful heaven! What man? Ne'er pull your hat upon your brows, give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers your heart and bids it break.
My children too? Wife, children, servants, all that could be found. And I must be from thence. My wife killed too? I've said.
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
He has no children. All my pretty ones? Did you say all? Oh, hellkite, all?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so, but I must also feel it as a man. Did heaven look on and would not take their part? Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine, fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, and rage it.
Oh, I could play the one with mine eyes and brag her with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermission. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him, and if he scape, heaven forbid him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. The heavens above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
Two nights I have walked with you, but can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went into the field, I've seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, write upon it, afterwards read it, and then seal it and return to bed, all while in this most fast sleep.
A great arbitration in nature, to receive at once the benefit of sleep, and to do the effects of watching. In this slumbering agitation, besides her walking and other actual activities, what at any time have you heard her say?
That, sir, which I will not report after her.
You may to me, and 'tis most meet you should.
Neither to you nor anyone having no witness to confirm my speech. Lo you, here she comes. This her very guise, and upon my life fast asleep. Observe her, and stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why, they stood by her. She has laid by her continually. 'Tis her command.
You see her eyes open.
I
You mar with all this starting.
Go to. You have heard what you should not. She has spoken what she should not. I am sure of that. Heaven knows what she's known.
Here's the smell of blood still. All the perfumes in Arabia will not sweeten this little hand. Oh.
What a sigh is there. The heart is sorely charged. I would not have much hurt in my bosom for the dignity of the whole body.
Well.
I gotta be, sir. This disease is beyond my practice, yet I have known those which have walked in their sleep, who have died holily in their beds. God forgive us all. Look after her.
Get on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo's buried. He cannot come out on his grave.
Even so?
To bed. There's knocking at the gate. Come. What's done cannot be undone. To bed.
Will she go now to bed?
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their death pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine and the physician.
Good night, good doctor.
Bring no more reports. Let them fly off. Till Burnhamwood becomes a Dunsinane. I cannot taint with fear. What's the boy, Malcolm? Fear not, MacBeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false things, and mingle with the English epicures. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. Where gotst thou that goose look?
There's 10,000.
Geese villain!
Soldier, sir.
Go, grip that basin over, red that fear, thou lily-livered